What the? This isn't the right background. There we go. Much better. Hello. You're probably wondering why Cat is not doing a review on this episode of The Haunting Hour. The thing is, he's occupied with other reviews of The Haunting Hour. If you didn't know, Creature Feature was reviewed by me, so this time I'm going to take a look at another episode of The Haunting Hour for Catastrophe, but also looking a little into the creature and its ancestry, because the creature today is somewhat well known. Let's look at the episode, The Weeping Woman.
Hermosa huipil llevabas llorona, que la Virgen te creí. Hermosa huipil llevabas llorona.
Now, if you didn't know, the title is a translation of the creature or ghost's name, La Llorona. Ooh, a Spanish guitar. It's only mildly racist to do that since the spirit of La Llorona is of Latin American origin and one of the characters is of Latin American descent, most likely. The episode opens up with somebody cleaning around and we see the statue of La Llorona until our main character is dropped off by his mother.
Hey, there's a pond around the back. Maybe you can get outside.
A pond? They're not gonna make me swim, are they?
No one's gonna make you do anything you don't want to do.
Yeah, tell it to Donald Trump in ice. Meet Chi. Weird name for a Latino, since it's a Greek letter, but sometimes used for acupuncture and energy. Oh, and he's a little hydrophobic.
And between you and me, she's been going through a lot herself. I'm sure it'll cheer her up to have you around for a couple days.
She's going through a lot herself, so you decide the best idea is to drop off another child for her to look after. Great idea. Have the depressed mother of two look after a third kid because he didn't want to help his family with a quinceañera. Strong family bond he has there. Oh, and we get a creepy shot of the statue. You know, the statue's design is already scary. No need to make the camera do a barrel roll. After the copywritten intro, Chi settles in with the other two kids, Chad and Hannah, while Chad makes a comment about the mess and how the mother is just doing some cleaning. Come on, Miss Nelson, stop being depressed and just clean the house already. Remember, you're a slave to the kids, not the other way around. Chop chop. Joking aside, the story does go on a fair bit to show that Miss Nelson may actually be depressed.
And before I forget, that door, never open that door. That's where we keep the beast. The beast?
No, there is no beast. Probably would make this a little scarier, but Chad is just a dick right now to his one Latino friend. Chi gets stuck in the guest bedroom with a bunch of storage boxes. Oh, but then we get the greatest dialogue of all time.
Okay, well, I'll let you do whatever it is you do. Do you like spaghetti? Yeah, spaghetti. Okay, well.
Are they going to have spaghetti for dinner? I'm so on edge about this. During the night, we get some dramatic rain while Chi reads, with both the lamp and overhanging lights on, because I call bullcrap that one lamp illuminates the entire room. He looks at the antique shelf while we hear some whispering or crying or some noise. Those are some paper-thin walls they have. And while trying to listen to the shelf, seriously, he doesn't even put his head to the wall. He knocks over the statue of La Llorona, which he instantly knows it's her, and not one of, say, the Virgin Mary.
La Llorona. Dinner time. Spaghetti. Right. I'll be right there.
The kids are not a jump scare, but at least we finally learned that they are in fact having spaghetti for dinner, and that talk before wasn't just needless padding. And we get some more scary shots. What the hell? There was no transition there. Just random cut to the microwave. Oh, but if we had a proper transition, we would miss out on important talks like Hannah possibly being a vegetarian and also how some dinosaurs were herbivores.
Actually, the correct name is Apatosaurus, and they did eat only plants. Well, they're incorrectly called Brontosaurus for many years, but there's been a big push to reestablish this tree in the science.
I'll have to Google that.
Well, thank you for that enlightening comment. Brontosauruses have been called by their not true name for so long, because that's what this story about a motherly ghost and depressed mother needs: spaghetti and dinosaur talk. At least Chad and Hannah not getting along with one another and being ill-mannered does lead to the mother being angry with them, so we start to see how hard her life is. Yep, 2 annoying kids. Your life is so terrible. Oh, and their dad is away for work, so he won't be back for another week.
What time's Dad coming home?
He's held up with work. Again. So he'll be back next week.
Oh, I thought I was supposed to go fishing with him tomorrow.
Let me play a sad song for you on the world's smallest violin.
So the father is out doing his job, and the mother is stuck with 2 somewhat annoying kids. Life must be so hard with that lakefront property you have. If only the dad wasn't away at work to get money to pay for the bills in order to keep such luxurious property afloat. At least she is somewhat happy with his room. So, let's cut to the night instead of watching them finish their dinner. 2 random cuts, and we're not even halfway through the episode. And as Chi is brushing his teeth, the faucet has blood come out.
What's that? Usually the blood gets off at the 2nd floor.
Oh yeah, this doesn't play into anything. Random blood coming out of the faucet? Oh well, I gotta brush my teeth. Chad is looking at the statue of La Llorona because he saw Chi looking at it earlier and wants to try to turn a profit for it.
So what's with this thing? What? You were staring at it like it was the Holy Grail.
Oh, it's nothing. I just bumped into it earlier.
Oh, come on. Listen, if this thing's worth something, I'll give you a cut. I saw a guy in one of those pawn shop shows. Made a fortune off an old statue he found in a storage unit.
Nice reference to both Pawn Stars and Storage Wars there, writers. Clearly you know what kids are into these days. Spaghetti, dinosaur name corrections, and Pawn Stars/Storage Wars. Chi nonchalantly talks about the statue being of La Llorona, the ghost of a grieving mother, and pulls up an image of it on his phone. And unless he had it saved as a photo or background, I call bullcrap on that great resolution and full screen. But then his mom calls. So uncool. But during the night, Chi hears more crying through the paper-thin walls and sees the statue look at him. Again, it is creepy. So what does he do? He gets up and turns the statue around and then goes back to bed.
Sorry, but what did that accomplish? No more bad feelings over here. Get him out of my sight.
Come on. Do the cliche of it turning around. We know what's going to happen. What? A proper transition to something unsettling? Oh, but it's only the leaky faucet that wakes up our main character. So he sees that the statue did in fact turn around like we all knew it would. There were also wet footprints leading from his room downstairs to Miss Nelson, who is crying. And when she gets closer, she's La Llorona.
Mrs. Nelson, are you okay?
Yep, it was all a dream. The statue didn't move. He just had a dream of the leaky faucet and La Llorona being Miss Nelson. But the statue cries. So, La Llorona doesn't have the power to turn 180 degrees, but she can cry out of a stone form, just like the statue of Jesus and the Virgin Mary crying. The next day, Chi and Chad go fishing by the lake, and Chi reveals that he is in fact still afraid of the lake. So, while the two sit back and fish, Chi talks about La Llorona. And during this, we cut to the mother at times because parallels. Not only that, but she sees the statue cry as well, so you'd think she'd be possessed by the spirit of La Llorona right now. The version of La Llorona that she talks about is one of the recognized tellings. Basically, she was beautiful and had an unfaithful husband, so to get back at him, she drowned her children but became full of guilt and ran up and down the river to try to save them. Other versions say that her dress she is seen in is one she wears when she goes to have fun at night with men, so her children either accidentally drowned or she killed them in order to have more time to herself. The origin of her is also unknown, but some say it is about Malinche, a translator and mistress for the Spanish conquistador Cortez. Because she worked for the conquistador, she was given a negative image as a traitor, so she killed the children of Cortez. Some people say that they have spotted her around rivers, but also people saying ghosts are not always believed. But yeah, sorry for that tangent. So what is happening right now? Okay, La Llorona isn't in the water. She walks up and down the riverbed crying her eyes out. Just wanted to clear the air about that. But yeah, she caught a small fish and Hannah is now wet and completely useless while the mother is still angry that her husband isn't around. But then we get a surprise guest star, Jocelyn Lowen, who is Penny Ling from Littlest Pet Shop. And that's about it, no jokes here. She invites Miss Nelson out for a ladies' night so the kids are left alone. And, like with all horror stories, the spirit now preys on the children since they are alone. First being Hannah, who hears singing upstairs. Oh, and Hannah is psychic and draws La Llorona, because cliches. When she finds Hannah, she's holding and looking at the statue, whose name is Maria, apparently, because that's Spanish for Mary, like the Virgin Mary, who's a big figure in Catholicism, which is a popular religion among Latin Americans. And while this is going on, Chad is in the downstairs fridge, which is full of seaweed. Huh, that's not supposed to be there. Let me lean in closer. And of course, we get a jump scare. So the upstairs doors start to flood.
And the walls will ooze green slime! Oh, wait, they always do that.
And she sees that the bathroom is also flooding. So he goes to the window for no reason whatsoever. Seriously, the door is not locked, and he sees Chad and Hannah by the river after going to the window. But then he just runs down and catches up easily to La Llorona drowning the children. Whoa, are they taking their sweet time walking? I wish that would happen. Instead, Chi runs to save them after their heads are submerged because he finally gets over his hydrophobia and confronts La Llorona, who can't speak coherently. What the hell? That's that weird kangaroo noise from Warriors of Virtue. Seriously, watch. Lazy editors. She also tells her that Chad and Hannah aren't hers, so she retreats because... final 2 minutes, I guess. Weakest defeat ever. Chad and Hannah return, another jump scare of La Llorona, and the kids hide behind the couch. And while cowering, the dad comes home. And now that he's home, the mother is finally happy. So the mother isn't depressed or angry anymore. Yep, everything is happy now that a man is in the house. You hear that, depressed women? Just get a man and everything will be better in your life. And since the dad is home, I'm sure the kids will be hearing everything going on in the parents' room thanks to those paper-thin walls.
Ow, 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 ow. When's it gonna be my turn? Ow, 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 ow.
This isn't a great episode, but it also wasn't a bad episode. Some parts are funny, some parts are scary, and some parts are just unnecessary. The defeat of La Llorona is very weak. The parallels of the mother and La Llorona misled me since I thought it would lead to the mother being possessed and then reenacting the actions of La Llorona, not simply unlock the statue because of negative energy. And the ending cost the episode points. However, the atmosphere at times is actually scary. The writers did do an almost completely faithful telling of La Llorona, and the statue of her is legitimately creepy. In my book, this episode gets a 7 out of 10, or a silver skull if you prefer Cat's scoring method. The statue, again, is pretty scary, but they do these stupid camera shots with it for no reason. The mother's depression isn't explored as much as it probably should have been, and the solution for it is just terrible. If you are actually depressed, you should probably seek therapy, talk with your friends or family about it, or in the most extreme cases, call the national hotline for it. I'm Wolf, and I'll see you all later.
Hermoso huipil llevabas llorona, que la Virgen te creí. Hermoso huipil llevabas llorona, que la Virgen te creí.